What's up, man?
Hello, welcome.
325.
Yeah, I got
Oh, that's
quarter.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Gotta work out now, man. My body's fighting a cold, so I gotta drink some of this Rockstar to wake up. My allergies is kicking in too. But I want to talk about the topic real quick. You know, the reason why you can't get a baddie because everything is about looks, man. If you're not the top guy, but she's the top girl, you're not gonna get her. My whole entire life, bro, I never got a baddie. No, not even came close. And everybody want a baddie, right? But unfortunately, not every man gonna get one unless he got some money. And then you gonna attract a baddie. You feel me? That's what I do is get, they get satisfied, like they settle for whatever their looks can attract. You feel me? I always wanted a baddie, man. I think it was yesterday. I saw a baddie in Starbucks, and I was invisible to her, man. But she had some nice legs. She was about a eight in looks. Yeah, she was about an 8. I don't know, something about her just wanted me to give her a 7, like 5, really. She was lacking in some features. She was lacking the facial features of an 8, And I was like, damn, I wish I could have her. But I'll never get a woman like that unless I got some money. I'm below her looks level. She was wearing a skirt, and she wasn't even wearing no boy shorts. She was wearing panties up under, okay? That was really short skirt, bro. You feel me? But she was really pretty, man. And I'll never ever get a woman like that. As long as I live until I get some money. In your mind, you thinking like, yeah, I'm good enough, I'm good looking enough. Yeah, my name is Kill Cat. You feel me? Yeah. You approach her, you better be prepared for what she about to say to you or how she gonna reject you. These women, they reject you hard, bro. You feel me? They don't do that soft rejection shit. They'll tell this motherfucker to scram, who are you? Get out on my looks level. You feel me? I remember when I was younger, I was always trying to get the baddies in my 20s. Kept on getting the average women, man. Women who were like 5, 6, and 7s. I never got to the 8 range at all. Not even close. Chad and Tyrone got that on lock, bro. You feel me? Nah, there's too many Chads out here, bro. And Tyrones. You know, they want them. They desire them 8s. So you're competing with, here are the reasons. Here are the reasons. You're competing with Chad and Tyrone, which are top tier dudes. You're competing with rich men, because rich men desire them too. What happens when a man gets some money? He goes straight for top tier. So you as an average guy that's broke, you got no chance of getting them women, man, unless you got some money. You're not top tier yourself. I never consider myself top tier, but I am just basic handsome. You know what I'm saying? I thought so when I was coming up. You feel me? You know? But every time I try to get over that line, over to the 8, 9s, and 10s, they kept pushing my ass back. They're like, he too short. His facial features ain't all that. No, I wasn't a Tyrone when I was a young dude. But I was right below Chad and Tyrone. I was the niggas that was like about a 7 in looks. Sorry guys, my throat. I got a bunch of mucus right now. My allergies are kicking in and my body's fighting a cold, so bear with me. I was that nigga up under them. You know, I had the Tyrone eyes, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have the Tyrone jaw. You know, I got a decent jaw, but it's not like a real thick jaw like some of these Tyrones on Pop the Balloon. You feel me? And but you're short. You're under 6 feet tall, and being under 6 feet tall, you can't afford to be fat. I learned that the hard way. But these women, they desire the top dudes. You know, they're all about the hot guys. This is what I hear coming from their mouth. I only date hot guys. So if you're average, you ain't hot, man. You feel what I'm saying? So them women are always checking for the Chads and Tyrones. They only want them. They don't want nobody else. You average looking at best, you ain't gonna get her. If she's above you in looks, like let's say you're an average dude around a 6. You'll never see an 8, bro. In your entire life until you get some money, bro. I said this in my previous videos. You feel me? That you won't never ever see these type of women. Let me drink some more of that Rockstar because it's waking me up. I had a hard time waking up today because of the allergy is coming in. The weather is changing. You know, it's getting colder outside in the morning. My body's not used to that. So my body's got to take time to adjust to the weather, you know. So they'll look at you, these top tier women, these baddies, they'll look at you and be like, oh, I could do better than him. I have had better looking men than him. You know what I'm saying? And that let you know, like, damn, I'll never get a baddie with just my looks. You feel me? Your range is average, man. And if you won't get over a 7, I promise you, if you're just an average guy, from 5 to 7. Nowadays, you can't even get your face matched. If you were 7 as a guy, you ain't gonna get no 7, man. You see what I'm saying? If you a 7, you gotta settle for like a 6 or a 5 or a 6 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Women like to date up and everything. Looks, money, height, everything, bro. Everything is all up. You know what I'm saying? All up. They like to date men who are at the top of the food chain, looks wise, height wise. That's all they think about is Chad and Tyrone. Them top tier women. Is he hot? Is he hot? Is he hot? That's what I hear all the time. I only date hot guys. I only date the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? So with them, it's like all about looks, man. Even though women, they might not say it's about looks, but their attitude and their behavior, it shows us elsewise. You feel what I'm saying? You know. I got a lot of mucus building up. You know what I'm saying? I woke up this morning and damn, I felt it, bro. And the weather is getting cold, so I gotta go to the store and get some sweaters and stuff, man. I gotta bundle up. I can't no longer sleep in a t-shirt no more. So we're gonna go to Target sometime very soon and pick up some warmer clothes, like a sweatshirt or something or a hoodie. You know, the weather is changing, man. It's October. Summer is almost over. We're at the very end of summer. The very end. The very end. And my body's not used to it. But like I said, man, these women, they only want the top guys. If they're hot themselves, they're not gonna settle for the average guy. They're gonna look at you and be like, no, he's not good enough. I did better than him. I got guys that were better than him. You know what I'm saying? I could do better than him. That's how they think, man. The only time they'll let you slide with your average at best looks, or your below average at best looks, is that if you got some money. That's the only way you're gonna get these women, bro. Look at me, 45. I ain't never had a baddie, man. Never. Not even close. Never had a baddie, bro. To me, I think what stopped me throughout the years is my height and my nose. My nose is too big, man. You know, dudes who are Tyrones, their nose is not that big, brother. It's like narrow, but it's still kind of wide. But they got a smaller nose. You feel me? And a more compact mid-face. See, I don't really have a compact mid-face. My face is kind of long. And, you know, that keeps me from being a Tyrone. My nose and my height. You feel what I'm saying? And my jaw. My jaw is decent, but it's not the best jaw. You feel me? That's not the top of the food. Not the top of the food chain. Not the top of the food chain jaw. Jaw. Okay. You know. So it's like you got to understand something. These women, they in America, you know, they pickier like never before, man. And if you don't meet their looks requirement, I'm talking about the top tier ones, the baddies. You know, if you don't meet their looks requirement, you're not getting in. If you ain't a rich man, you ain't getting in. I see women make an exception for like dudes who are rich. You know, look at what's his name. So I still got, it's still here. Still working on it. That's the lady. She come pick up the cans every now and then. Sometimes she takes my Rockstar can when I'm done with it. But Um, yeah, like I said, they made exceptions for guys who have money. Like when I was out there faking the goddamn phone, pretending to be rich, you know, I seen females that was above my looks level approach me and give me some play. The female over there at the other bar I was going to, she was a 21-year-old chick. She just turned 21. She just got she just got her bar attendant license and stuff like that. She worked at the bar. She had very long hair. She was tall. She had long legs, but she had a gut though. That's the only thing that threw me off about the female. Other than that, you know, she was an okay looker. And she approached me like, Kel Cat. Well, she didn't say Kel Cat. She was like, what's up, Kel? What's going on with the lottery? You know what I'm saying? Just approached me out of nowhere with those eyes, man. She had those hunter eyes, bro. Like she was hunting for something. You feel me? It was like, you know, that type of female. They'll let you slide with being older. They'll let you, if they feel like you got some money or something like that, they'll let you slide with being older, under 6 feet tall. They'll let you slide with all of that. Just look at Tyrese, man. You can't tell me that his ex-wife, Samantha, was on his looks level, or if he was on her looks level. You feel what I'm saying? There's two different goddamn looks level going on, man. Tyrese is a 4, she's an 8, okay? That means she let him slide with being a 4 in looks because of his money and his status. And she made a big mistake of leaving that man for no apparent reason. You know what I'm saying? And now she out here struggling financially. It's not his fault, her fault. She was all about that status and that money, you know, when she really was about them looks, man. It's all about looks with women, bro. Don't let them fool you. I'm a 45-year-old man. I seen it all, bro. I got experience. I seen what type of men a lot of these women go for. These baddies. They go for only Chads and Tyrones. That's it, bro. They don't settle for guys who are below them. Not even for a 7. A guy that's a 7, that's not good enough looking for them, bro. They want the 8, 9s, and 10s, you know, the Chads, the Tyrones, bro. They only care about how hot you are, how young you are. You know what I'm saying? You're too old. Oh, he got gray hair. He's not a spring chicken. You know, just all in a mix like that, bro. Like, don't let them fool you, man. Watch what women do, bro. Don't pay attention to what they say, because they'll say, oh no, it's not about looks, it's about character. You know, I heard a female say that shit on what's the name of that show? Fresh and Fit, bro. You know, they asked that female that was on Fresh and Fit, what do you like in a man? She was like, she started off and saying character and this and that. She said everything but looks. Boy, you know. Now, if you're a guy that's 5'9" and you're considered decent looking, like me, you're gonna get some play, but you're not gonna get a whole lot of play as Chad and Tyrone. Like me, I still, at low percentage body fat, I still get play for 45 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm about to work out right now. And like that female pulled up. She was an average looking female. She pulled up and wanted me to go to the hotel with her. I don't know what. She didn't come back. I didn't see her. She might come back again. I don't know. But she seen me all cut and shredded, you know, working out. You know, I was flying a sign with my shirt off, and you know, and one thing is gonna lead to another, hopefully. But like I said, man, women are about looks, man. That's why you can't get a baddie. That's why you can't get the woman of your dreams. You know, some of these women don't even look at me, bro. I'm invisible. Well, I'm not completely invisible, man. I'm just like, I'm not good looking enough in their eyes. Now, they can say, oh, he got a nice body or whatever. But when it comes to my face, I'm just as average as motherfucking Joe, man. An average Joe. You know what I'm saying? So they can look at me and be like, nah, I had better looking guys than him, taller guys than him. You know what I'm saying? I could do better than him. Until you pull up in that Range Rover or that Porsche or that Lambo, and then all of a sudden you're good enough. You see how that's how women work, bro. That's why I say get the bag so you can have these women, bro. We all want the baddies, bro. No doubt about that, man. You feel what I'm saying? I want a baddie, but I'm not good looking enough. I'm not young enough like I used to be. Shit, I'm getting old. Time to start leading with your wallet when you get older, man. You know? You feel me? You know, and then see the thing is when you get when you get the bag, then you become about looks, just like women do. You know, a lot of rich men, they want top tier everything. I know some of you guys talk about, yeah, when I get the bag, I'm gonna get just an average woman with a big butt. That's not gonna be good enough for you, bro. I'm telling you, when you got a lot of options, you're gonna be picky as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know, a rich man is equivalent to a baddie, a female that's a baddie, because they both got options. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of them. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why a lot of them guys who went on the Fresh and Fit, was it the boat, the party boat or whatever? None of them guys got any play from them women, because Fresh and Fit, all they did was have hot women on that boat. All 7, 8, 9s, and 10s was on that boat. So all the guys come in probably average at best, with no status, no money. So these guys didn't get nothing. They didn't get not even a number, bro. Dudes showing up with Mickey Mouse shirts and shit. You know, motherfucking gamers, geeks, nerds was on that boat. I'm talking about the men. You know, and they was complaining like, man, we didn't get no numbers or nothing. Yeah, because you wasn't Chad. You know, Chad don't have to get on no boat and try to get with hoes, man. You know what I'm saying? None of them guys were Chads and Tyrones. All them guys on there struggle to get women, bro. Talk about the Fresh and Fit boat that was you know, that was going on a while back. Remember when Fresh and Fit had that party boat? A lot of them guys didn't get no play because they wasn't on them females' looks level. Now, if some of them guys would have been Chads and Tyrones, it'd have been a whole lot of hooking up and what call it phone exchanging and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know. So, in your average life, you're only gonna get average women. I think Gwen was like a 7. Now that I think about it, I think Gwen was a 6 in the face, really. Now I remember how she looked. She had that Smurf look like I do. You know, with the Smurf smile and shit. You know, we both had similar smiles and stuff. So a lot of these females, they gravitate toward men that look similar to them in looks. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that's why I was able to get Gwen, man. You know, you guys remember Gwen? The female, the best looker I got. Well, she was one of the best. I had some other ones that looked like her, but she stuck out the most because she had everything: ass, titties, lips, everything. You know, but You think if I was like a guy like, you know, if I would have been like Craig Mack or somebody, one of those old school hip hop guys, you think I would have got that? Hell no. It's all about looks, man. And it's been about looks forever, man. If it wasn't, look, let me tell you something. If it wasn't about looks, you would have got a baddie like a long time ago. I would have got a baddie a long time ago. If it wasn't about looks. It's the fact that I wasn't on her looks level. I mean, the one time, man, I was at this bar where I worked or whatever, and there was this girl. She was pretty, very pretty. Like if I would have pulled her, it would have been a trophy or whatever. But I didn't. But there was some guy that kept coming to the club trying to intimidate me and shit. You feel me? You feel me? Like this motherfucker was all in the mix, and you know, just hating on me, man. Anyway, this female was she's close to an 8, man. Never got her, man, but she did play around with me a little bit, tease me, you know, but I never got the panties, man. I never got the draws, you know, because maybe I just was not good looking enough, or I wasn't tall enough. You know, these women, they'll put like average dudes in the friend zone. For real. They'll put average men in the friend zone. Like back when I was at low percentage body fat on enhancements, man. Told you about the female that ghosted me at 24-hour fitness, and she was around a 7 in looks. And this is before the pandemic. And she ghosted me so hard, but she let me like talk to her, and you feel me? Like, what the fuck is in it? What the fuck is in the what is all this sparkly shit in the wow. There's a whole lot of sparkly shit in the air. I don't know what that shit is. Like some magic hocus pocus bullshit. Anyway, like the female that was a 7 in looks, she had nice long legs, pretty and stuff, and she let me talk to her, and you know, I was kind of nervous because I had just dropped them pounds, and I wasn't used to talking to women, you know, of her. Well, I used to talk to women that were her on her looks level when I was younger, but I had to get used to it again. You know, I was very, very nervous. You know, she let me talk to her. We hung out in the gym together and shit like that, man. And she even introduced me to her younger sister and shit. You know, and her sister was liking me and stuff. And well, it seems like they did. But anyway, I tried to get the number. She ghosted me so hard. I guess I was just in the friend zone. You feel me? But I wanted her so bad. A lot of the dudes in there was in there looking, and she definitely would turn heads. But anyway, I saw her again like several months ago. You know, she got older, I got older, shit. Cause that was before the pandemic. Matter of fact, that was right before the pandemic, like a year before the pandemic. Okay, it's back when I was on the enhancements, man. And she ghosted me so hard. I tried to get a number, and you know what I'm saying, I tried to talk to her and shit, man. It was just not happening. Those women are desired, man, by Chads and Tyrones. That's why you'll never get them unless you got some money, because you can't compete with Chad and Tyrone with looks. No matter how much, you know, how much you try, you can't compete with Chad and Tyrone. They are the top of the food chain with looks. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that can compete with Chad and Tyrone is another Chad and Tyrone, or with money. That's the only way you can compete with these dudes. That's it. That's why Chaz and Tyrone, they don't like money too much, because it's their main competition. A guy with some money is a motherfucker that's straight up, man. He's ruthless, man. Chad and Tyrone, you better be aware, man, because you ain't gonna be able to win sometimes if a guy got some money, you know. But as long as I've been living, I ain't never had a baddie, you know. Held my lips all dry, you know. Baddie world order. I'm saying, like, I just said all the reasons why you'll never get a baddie right there, man, because it's competitive for them type of women, and then women only want Chaz and Tyrone's. They'll go through all the dating apps, all the fucking profiles, just to get to a Chad or a Tyrone. They'll keep swiping left. They see a Chad, oh, I like him. He's the best looking out of all of them. I want that one. You know, they're all about looks, man. All these other guys, they're just average and below average looking. I don't want them. They go straight for the top guy, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you'll never see a baddie in your lifetime, man. You'll go to your grave before you see a baddie, bro. For real. I'm serious. My dad died, man. He never got a baddie. My mother was not a baddie. My mother was only a woman that was around a 6 or 7 in looks, man. She wasn't an 8, 9, or 10. Because if my mother was an 8, 9, or 10, I'll be a better looking dude. You know what I'm saying? If my father and my mother was 8, 9s, and 10s, you best believe, even at 45, I wouldn't be having no droughts. You feel me? I wouldn't be having no droughts. You know? Because I'll be tall, very good looking, you know, I'll be 6'3". You know, last night I had a dream that I was getting my height surgery done, bro. I had a dream I was getting that shit done, you know. I ain't never been tall. That's one thing that kept me from getting a baddie, man. Is just your height. It's like you 5'9", bro. That's a strike for a lot of females, bro. You feel me? That's a straight up strike. And I hate to say it, man. It's all about looks, bro. Like I said, I went back to that, man. Just all about looks. You know, there's a pecking order, a hierarchy everywhere, man. You know, in anything. Even in, like, the army, bro. It's like, there's certain motherfuckers that are above other motherfuckers, man. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, bro. You know. Now, you better not approach no baddie, man. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. I'm telling you, it is a cold world, bro, to get rejected by the women, bro. Like, I remember when I came in drunk, I was talking to that one fat chick and her friend, the friend that was Miss 7.5, right? Man, that Miss 7.5 did not like me being there, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, she didn't like me being there at all. She comes in sometimes all dolled up in her little world, you know, in her little bubble. I'm in my bubble. Nothing amazes me around here. That's how they are. Because most men that go into Starbucks are average looking dudes or below average looking. It would take the fucking mighty presence of Chad for her to stop being in her bubble and go over to him and approach that guy. I seen it before, man. Like when I was younger, and I was working out at this gym, right? I think it was the YMCA, right? And I was talking to this chick, right? And out of nowhere, she told me to move. And I turned around and I looked around and I saw a dude that was a Chad, basically. Yeah, he was a Chad. And he was doing curls and stuff. And she went like this. She went like this. Move, move, move. And I was like, what? I turned around and said, oh, she's looking at him. Dude was a Chad, a jawline, doing curls in the mirror and stuff. And I was like, damn, you see, these women, they see right through you. And this chick she was like a 7 or 8 or something in looks, you know what I'm saying? And she had no intentions on getting with me. She wanted me to move out of her way so she could look at him. And that's a brutal rejection right there. Because you're not on his looks level. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles, man. There's a hierarchy, there's everything, man. Like, you just not on her looks level. That's what it is. And you'll never be on her looks level. No matter how much plastic surgery you get. I don't care if you get your jaw done, your nose done, your height done. It's just not, you're not gonna be, you can't, your eye area, you can't, you can't replace your eyes because your eyes will make or break you, man. That's the only thing that really saved me throughout the years, man. It's my lip area and my eye area. That's the only thing that saved me. If I didn't have lips or eyes, I would have been sub 5. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's the only thing that, you know, I kept a girlfriend in my corner when I was in my 20s. You know. But I never got the bad one, though. In high school or nothing like that. The top girl, the pretty girl, never got her. You know, it was even worse when I was like in junior high. You feel me? It was even worse in junior high. I was so skinny, so malnourished, because I was not eating enough at home. My mom was stupid, bro. You hear what I'm saying? And she didn't really keep that much food in the house. So I used to always have to go to my friend's house and eat and shit like that, you know. But as a youngster, man, I knew my place in the hierarchy. You feel what I'm saying? I knew my place. I knew, because after a while, you kind of know where you fit. You kind of know your lane after a while. When you're young, you don't really know your lane. So you start approaching females that are like super attractive, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll reject you. They'll say, I don't want to be with you. You're not good looking enough. I had this female tell me when I was younger, she was like, if your eyes was bigger, you would be cute. That's what she told me when I was younger, bro. I said, well, that's your preference, man. Some females like my eyes. Some people might not, some females, they might not like hooded eyes. You feel what I'm saying? You know, then you got other females that like hooded eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I got anyway. They hooded eyes, bro. And you look it up, and if you look it up, hooded eyes are considered attractive, if you look it up. But not to everybody. Not to all the females. You feel me? You know. You know. So it's all about looks with women, bro. Like I said, I knew my place once I got to like junior high or something like that. Because in your mind, you thinking you better looking than what you are. You know, until you start getting out there and you start approaching females that you're highly attracted to. And then until you start getting out there and getting rejected. And by the top females. You feel me? You know. So then you start knowing your place. So then you start approaching average women or whatever. And then they'll take you on, you know. She's average, she can't get Chad. You're average, you can't get Stephanie or Monica. or Stacy or whatever. You can't get the top. So you meet in the middle. You get the woman that you can get. And she'll accept you because you're not bad looking. You'll accept her and she's not bad looking. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like you're not good looking enough. You could be good looking, but you're not good looking enough. That's the thing. Yeah, you could be a decent looking guy, handsome guy, tall guy, but when it comes to these women that are baddies, they'll look at you and be like, oh, he's decent looking, he's not ugly, but I done had better looking dudes than him. I could do better than him. That's how they think. You feel what I'm saying? I could do better than him. I could do better. He's not tall enough. He just ain't tall enough. I like men who are tall. And she can get men who are tall until she get knocked up and become a single mother. Then their standards start coming down. Then they start running toward the 5'9" guys and shit. After Chad and Tyrone done ran through them, kicked their ass to the side and left them with a kid, you know what I'm saying? Then they want to bring their standards down. But before, when they were young, with no kids, their standards was up. And they're supposed to be up. They young, man, ain't got no kids. They're more valuable that way. But this is what I noticed, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, man. Those are all the reasons why you cannot get a baddie. Right there, what I just laid out. In summary, Chad and Tyrone. And them two, you can't compete with them two. Baddies want Chads and Tyrones only. That's it. They ain't gonna settle. Number two, rich men. Can't compete with the financial part, bro. You can't compete with the Rolls Royce, fucking Lambo. You can't compete with the millions coming into the bank account. You just can't compete with that. So therefore, you would never get a baddie unless you get some money. That's it. Or you would head to the grave without even having sex with a baddie. That's the thing about it. You can't even get a sniff of that coochie, bro. You can't. You don't even. You can't even get not even a taste, not even a sniff, not even a conversation with that female. She gonna shut you down so quick. It's gonna make your motherfucking head spin, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you ever thought about it, bro? Have you had a full-fledged conversation with a baddie? No. The only time you deal with baddies is probably at work. You work with them or something, or you're working and she's a customer. That's the only time you're gonna have a conversation or a small talk conversation with a baddie. Other than that, talking together for about 10 or 15 minutes, you're not gonna get that privilege, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Because she'll look at you and be like, well, he's decent looking, but I've done better. But you'll never get her flipping her hair backwards or putting her ear behind, unless you're somebody, unless you're a celebrity or something and you got the bag. But you'll never ever experience a baddie talking to you and putting her hair behind her ear and shit, flirting with you and stuff. Nah, you're not gonna get that, bro. That's why I say, man, get the bag so you can get these women. That's the only way you're gonna get a baddie. I know some of you guys, you incels, you come around to my channel and stuff, and I know I got incels following me and stuff, because I talk about struggle and dating. But some guys are delusional. In their mind, they probably thinking that they're better looking than they really are, and they think in their mind they deserve a baddie. We got another guy, I forgot his name, Swaggy Alt or whatever his name is, here on YouTube. And he's trying to shoot for like women that are above his looks level. And he'll never get that, bro. Like, bro, why don't you get like an average woman or date something that's a 5 or a 6? Nah, I gotta have a 7 or an 8. I'm like, bro, but you're not a 7 or 8 yourself. Stop being delusional, bro. You know what I'm saying? He keeps shooting for the hottest women, bro. And I'm like, that's not gonna work. Like, bro, you're not Some guys are delusional, bro. They live in delusion their whole entire life. And they think that they're better looking than they really are. That's a sickness to me, man. And it's delusional, bro. Because you're not on these women looks level, you're not gonna get them, bro. They're gonna ghost you. Okay? You will be ghosted hard, bro. Unless you're Chad or Tyrone, Swaggy Art or whatever that name, the three letters on your name is. You're not a Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? You're not. So don't walk around acting like you're a child of Tyrone. Same thing. What's the name had the same sickness? What's that dude name? What's that dude name that went crazy? The incel guy that went crazy and started shooting people and committed suicide. What his name is? God damn it! What the fuck is that nigga name? Can't think of his name. What is his name? Let me take a sip or something. Maybe I can remember. Anyway, he also had a sickness too, because he thought he deserved top tier women, baddies. And I don't know why people or why men think that. And they thinking, in their mind somehow, they deserve the baddest women and shit like that. And they go crazy because they can't get these type of women. I got news for you, bro. You will never get these type of women, bro. Unless you come up on some bread, bro. That's the only way you're going to get them. Because you got too many Chads and Tyrones you got to compete with. And rich men, too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're not going to get these type of women. These women are all about looks, money, and status. Facing LMS. Just like you were saying. Looks, money, status. You know what I'm saying? LMS. That's what these women desire, bro. If you ain't got none of that, you would never see a baddie. Oh yeah, my bad. Elliot Rogers, he had a sickness. Because he was not top tier himself, but he believed that he deserved top tier women. He believed that he was a prince. He believed that he was a fucking Chad or something like that. And because he couldn't have these women, he went out on a shooting rampage and then killed himself in the process. So it's like these dudes, if they can't have, Stacy's, that's what they call it, right, in the incel community. If they can't have these Stacy's, they don't want to live no more. That's how they operate. That's why they hate Chad so much. That's why they hate the Tyrone so much. Because these guys actually get these type of women that they desire. Got a bunch of delusional incels that just they think they're entitled to like Stacy's and shit. You feel me? Okay. So here this guy. He want attention so bad. He walking around talking to himself, bro. It's over for his ass. He's a done deal, man. I say he gonna end up going to jail, man. Hopefully he does. I don't like that guy, man. He always be in my spot. You know what I'm saying? He acting like he all tough and big and bad, walking away. Come say that in my face. I'll beat your fucking ass, man. Anyway, before I got interrupted, like I said, man, a lot of these guys, they got that delusional mindset, thinking that they're better looking than what they are. Nah, bro, go take a look in the mirror, bro. You're not on her looks level. You're just not gonna get these type of women, these baddies. Stop being delusional. Stop shooting so goddamn high online. I don't know what's wrong with these guys, man. In their brain, they just want these women so bad. In the incel community, they call them Stacy's and shit. And I call a top tier black woman a Keisha, you know. But somehow the YouTubers they took it and used it as a negative term. I came up with the term Keisha for a while back because everybody was calling, you know, the white girls. What's up with it, man? What's up with it? I don't have no money, bro. I gotta go fly a sign soon. I'm about to go do it now. I'll do it later when I get some money.
Yeah.
How you doing though?
Alright, first thing, so you gonna get a drink?
You just got out of jail? Oh, okay.
You got anything to drink?
Nah, I'm sorry, man. I gotta go fly a sign. All I got is that. Huh?
You get a little sip?
Oh no, we don't want to drink none of that, man.
Why not?
Now, I need it, man.
Fountain drink. It's a fountain drink.
Huh?
It's a little fountain drink.
Nah. I need it for my workout. I'm about to work out soon. Okay, back to what I was saying. These guys are highly delusional, bro. Whatever the creator gave you with looks, you got to stick with that. Your mother and your father did the best thing. I mean, your mother and father did the best they could with looks. Your dad couldn't get a top tier woman, so he had to settle for an average woman or a below average woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if your dad could get a top tier woman and had a kid, and had you with, I'm pretty sure he would have did that. But the same thing with your fathers and the fathers before that. Everybody in your bloodline is average, at best, or maybe slightly above average or something like that. So these women are in a league of their own. Their thing is to protect their genetics. No, they don't want to like have babies with average men. They want only top tier. That's how top tier people are born. It's two top tier people get together and have a child. You know, they're trying to protect their bloodline. Unless you got money, yeah, she'll come through and mix her top tier genetics with yours. Look at Kim K and Kanye. Okay, they had a baby together. What's her name? Forgot the name of the kid. Kanye's kid, but you could tell that she's not gonna be as pretty as her sisters and shit like that. Like because Kanye is an average at best dude, bro. He's not a Tyrone. Okay. Now he's like a 6. Kanye is like a 6. So when she mixed her bloodline with Kanye's, you know, her top tier baddie bloodline with Kanye, you got an average child. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I think she's average. I think she's like 15, 16 now, man. She came out with a rap album or something like that. But you could tell when she get older, she's gonna be an average looking woman. You feel me? So a lot of these females, they don't want to do that. They want everything top tier. Everything is spectacular. Everything is, you know, everything is at the top. They want top. That's it. If a woman can get top, she gonna get all top everything. All top shelf, everything top, the best of everything. The best of looks, the best of height, everything. You know what I'm saying? If they can get it. Some of them can't get it. Like, you know, Chaz and Tyrone, they pick. You know, they got options. These men got options. You don't have to settle for a woman that's average. You feel what I'm saying? So average women ain't gonna be able to get locked down on Tyrone. She's too average at best. Tyrone be like, I did a better one. I've been with better women than her, man. I might hit this and toss it. She only a 6. Okay, now I'm good. Toss that shit to the side, man. Cause she's not on his looks level. It's the same fucking shit. You know, with men and shit. The top tier men, they also picky too. You feel what I'm saying? So those are the reasons why you will not be able to lock down a baddie. I hope you guys learn this lesson because I'm about to work out and, you know, get in shape and stay in shape because I like the attention that I do get from females, you know, with my body and stuff like that, being in shape. You know, I gotta go to the store and get me a shaver because my gray beard is growing in, and my shavers went bad in my backpack. So I gotta store my shavers properly so they won't get dull, like they did before. So maybe in a smaller pocket that I gotta put my shavers in. You feel me? 'Cause I don't like having gray on my beard. When I let my beard grow out, people start calling me OG. When I shave it, I don't get that reaction like that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, when women start seeing gray hair, all of a sudden you're expired now. For real. For real. You feel what I'm saying? So I just sat here and broke down all the reasons why you'll never get a baddie, man. Be rich. That's the only way you're gonna get them. Be rich. Get out there and become successful, bro. Hit multiple jackpots. Become rich. Become a movie star. That's the only way you'll get these Stacys and these Keishas and shit like that. It's looks, money, and status. Well, I mean, just money and status in your point. On your part, I mean. If you gotta drink some water, bro. Like, bro, go fly a sign or something, man. Get your own money. Why I got to be the guy that you come to when you need to get a beer or something? Go fly a sign. You too lazy to fly a sign? Like I said, we're gonna drink some water before we start. The Chads and Tyrones, they don't understand your world, so it's useless to talk to, man. You feel what I'm saying about dating and stuff? The guy's like a 6'8" Tyrone. He can't give me dating advice. AMS, he could kind of give me dating advice because he ain't nothing but a tall, average-looking dude. AMS he tall and average. He like tall and probably like a 6 in looks, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not top tier. He's not a Tyrone. You feel what I'm saying? So he could kind of give me advice. You know what I'm saying? But not really, because his height, I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". So his height is what gets a lot of women, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he doesn't struggle in the dating market because of his height. But with me, I struggle in the dating market because of my height, and now my age is becoming a factor now, with young females anyway. You feel what I'm saying? Now I got a few young women that's still checking for me, but it's not like it was before, where I used to get approached by young females because I was young. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still young. I ain't old. Some motherfuckers, they think that just because you done got a little bit of gray on, up under your beard, or whatever, that you old now. Nah, I ain't old yet. I'm still young. And you know who's old? 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds. They're old, okay? 65, 70, that's old. You feel me? I still got a little bit of time left before I turn old, so I can still attract a young woman, unless, you know what I'm saying? Like as long as I keep my body in shape. That's why I'm out here working out, because I get good responses from like young females. For some reason, young females look at you more than the older ones. I don't know, maybe because the older ones have been around, longer than the young females. But I'm starting to get a more positive responses from younger females when my body's on point, man. Because I fly a sign sometimes with my shirt off, and I see younger females looking at me like, oh, looking at me with those eyes, man. And I see older ones, they'll look at you, they'll be like, oh, he got a nice body. You know what I'm saying? But they don't look at me with the lustful eyes though. Not like the young females. I think the young females ain't been around too much. You know, a nice body is new to them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, they only, 22, 23 years old. They ain't been around long enough. You know, it's kind of like, you know, when you first come out of the womb and you get older, you get into your childhood, you start playing with toys because you ain't never seen nothing like no He-Man or no Ninja Turtle or some shit like that. You new to the world, bro. Like, you playing with these toys, you know. After a while, you get older, you get into your teens, you ain't playing with those toys no more. Why? Because you matured and you've been there and you done that. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same thing with an older female. This ain't the first time she ain't seen a nice body before. You feel what I'm saying? This ain't the first time. You know, but the youngsters, they react good to, like, I mean, I get a more powerful and more positive response from like younger females when I'm out flying a sign with my shirt off and stuff like that, man. And I don't always fly a sign with my shirt off, bro. I only do it when it's super hot, because I have to. You feel what I'm saying? And I can see the eyes rolling at me, bro, all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to work out now. I got to go, man. I'm running my mouth too much. You guys have a good day. I'm out. Peace. I'll be back on after my workout. I'm out.